Restoration is brought to you by
High Sense, everyday prices for everyday people.
Yes, extra long sanitary pad for extra comfort.
We got yes protection.
Afro Chic, I'm for Crojian Chinieno. Vaseline Cocoa Glow with pure cocoa and shea butter.
It is a pleasure to come your way this evening, and I would want to say thank you for choosing us. This is Restoration, and we want to say a very big thank you to our sponsors. We'll be right back.
In 1967, High Sense and the Sukra Boshim say, Yadia, ya be your home appliances, a ye papa, nane bo edda from ama ankra, I will reassure for Nangina. High Sense, Yadia, the wagwa ya wanna say, Yan your ma yet, a buanipa, a walk on your senginas, and the Nama Mimusawe. A dear Ben Sana we here. Refrigerator, air conditioner, television, gas cooker, electric cooker, iron, rice cooker, washing machine, steamer, kettle, mobile phone, sound system, and now blender, a monogra. To an amount of High Sense showroom BM. Najidi say, Ubenya dear name water from Pato. A Sansi and GM would you say any of my papentin. High Sense a penny of Jumekua, a minimum 5 years warranty. Ye initial one when you did that, into Yen see one from. Now, dear, we're on that in the bar, some swat. You just see you come, and your man, your papa, and your ma, if you and your ma, and saying in a more ding, and then the High Sense, yeah, High Sense. Everyday prices for everyday people.
Timeless.
I remember the days I just couldn't go to the gym because it was that time of the month. Yas extra long sanitary pad took the worry away. Easy.
Yes, comfort. I got yes, confidence. I got yes.
The new Yas extra long sanitary pad is the joy of every woman. It is extra absorbent and fits perfect. Don't allow anything to hold you back when it's that time.
Wow.
Yes.
Feel confident, stay fresh.
Hi, is it supposed to be that time of the month? Yes.
I got yes, confidence. I got
Yes.
we got yes, protection. I got
Yes, extra long sanitary pad for extra comfort.
we got yes, protection.
Hello, your friend Jackie. So we will be a winning who are there just to send me and Pimpino, your to me 5 gems if in Kitsadia, your near Brucia, your fans, any and down for any. Nanso, who bet to me about home by using a Donko hand sanitizer, debia, any bribia. If you say you to me 5 gems if in Yama Yasa is so. A Donko hand sanitizer, bet to me about home by debia, free gems, bacteria, you need in home. A Donko hand sanitizer, sure or dog.
FD Ashwisha said Jadian Kratoimu Ajiatum say
For skin that's dull and dry, Vaseline Cocoa Glow with pure cocoa and shea butter. Blended with micro droplets of Vaseline jelly, revealing glowing radiant skin. For glowing radiance.
Restoration. Though we live in a world where we all believe women are capable of doing everything, it seems we still have a long way to go. But we have some women who have defied the odds and are doing amazing across the world. In Ghana, we have a woman who makes me indeed proud to be a woman. My guest today is Professor Lydia Aziato, Dean of the School of Midwifery, University of Ghana, Legon. Madam, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I mean, to have a woman being the Dean of the School of Midwifery, that is an achievement. And I know you did not just get there, so I just want to know, growing up, was this what you wanted to do? What was your passion as a child?
Okay, thank you, and a warm greetings to all your viewers.
the school is School of Nursing and Midwifery. Yes. So growing up, I wanted to be an air hostess.
Hi! Was there a special reason?
Well, so I grew up in a typical village where there was no lights, no potable water, just a farming community. So, you know, you used to see the plane fly up there and you wish you were working in the plane. But then when I grew up and I saw the cabin crew and I saw the space in the aircraft, so I was asking myself, and where you have your bags stored and all that. I said, if I was an air hostess, could I have been able to perform this task? Looking at my height and everything else. But of course, that was a dream as a child because I didn't know what it was all about. But I just wanted to work in the aircraft.
You said you grew up in a village. Which village is this?
So the village is called Abrodim. It's near Tishamante. It's in the eastern region of Ghana. So my parents were farmers, so I grew up there.
When did you start school?
Well, I schooled there in the village. I mean, like, I was born there, so I schooled there.
I always am amazed when I meet people who would say, I grew up in a village where there was no light, there was no potable water, we didn't have a lot of things that could make me comfortable to get this far, and you are here. I wonder what inspired you, because the exams that is written across the nation is the same exam you write, and you don't have certain privileges. But look at you today. What inspired you?
Well, so this is a village where it's not as if where the village is where the school is. You have to trek, even cross a river before you go to school. And when in the rainy season where the river overflows 8 banks, you have to use a canoe. I remember one time the canoe capsided, but fortunately it didn't capside where, I mean, it was deep because I don't know how to swim. So all our books, everything just got soaked and everything. Did anything push me? Well, when I was a child, I loved to learn. I don't know what I told God before coming to the earth, so I wouldn't know. But I don't struggle to understand something. So I knew that I had that innate ability. If I put in a lot of effort, I could get to wherever I would get to. So we'll walk to school, sometimes barefooted, whatever, torn uniform, whatever. So that was the old system, not the SSS system. So I went to primary school, middle school. I passed the common entrance in Form 2. My dad didn't allow me to go to secondary school at that time because he thought that I was too tiny. Then Form 3 again, I wrote. Then at that time,
in Form 2, did you pass?
Yes, I passed, but my dad didn't allow me to go because he thought I was too tiny. If I go, they'll bully me or something like that. So Form 3 again, I wrote. And then we had this farmer scholarship. So one of my late brothers then helped to apply for it, and I got it. So I went to school, Lydia Aziato, Ghana Senior High School, on government scholarship. But then I had to be a day student because the scholarship didn't cover boarding facilities or something. So fortunately, my grandmother had a relative in Lydia Betum. So I used to walk from Betum to Fidase to school because I was a day student for 1 to 5. Then the 6th form, you know that time it was on government bursary. So 6th form, we didn't have to pay fees or something like that. So then I went to the boarding house 6th form. And even that, I didn't have chopos, you know. My grandmother had a trunk. He gave it to me. She gave it to me, and then I put all my stuff, the few that I had in it.
So the trunk was both for your uniforms and was serving as your chop box?
I mean, like, I didn't have much provisions anyway. So, you know, I always say that nobody knows tomorrow. So if you are journeying, you don't journey because of today. You journey because of tomorrow. So my childhood was more of, you know, hardship. Even secondary school was hardship. And then I went to nursing training school. I don't know whether I should continue talking or...
Yes, we want to know everything. What were some of the hardships? Sometimes you listen to somebody's story and it motivates you to get up and do something for yourself.
All right, so primary school, so let's say the schooling system in the village, it's not like you get up and go to school. You have to go to the farm, say go and carry load. So my dad used to do okra, garden eggs, oranges, you know, whatever, name it. So you have to do some labor before you go to school. And you come back from school, perhaps there's no food, you have to go to the farm, go and uproot cassava, whatever. So it's not as if you have freedom, no. And
even as a child, you had certain responsibilities.
Oh, yeah, because everybody is doing it. It's not as if it's you alone. So you can't just stay in the house. You know. So that's hard work is from the beginning. And when you are not lazy, you grow with it. It comes part and parcel of you. Apart from that, you don't have the resources. So you don't have the textbooks, and even sometimes you are learning and then the light will go off because the kerosene in the lantern is finished. And so it's like you have to manage yourself as much as possible. And because you don't have the books, sometimes you have to write on the floor. You are learning to write. You are writing sentences, you have to write on the floor because you can write on the floor on the sand, you know. And it was that kind of life where you have to put your mind on something that I'm doing it for tomorrow, not for today. Because if I look at the people I was with at that time, I'm the only person that went out of the village to this far. I mean, my compatriots at that time look very older than me, have grandchildren. So it wasn't cozy. And then when I went to secondary school also, being a day student, staying with somebody, you can't just go to school and come back and learn or sleep. You have to serve.
You have to help with the chores.
You have to serve. You have to do whatever it takes to keep you at that place. And when I vacate, they have to come back to the village, go hawking, selling maybe soap, fish, and go from village to village just to get some money to support whatever my dad will be able to give me. Let me just also say that at that time, my mom was not with us. My mom left, you know, before I went to secondary school. So, it's whatever your father gives you, that is what you have to add from your own labor to sort yourself out. So that's also compounded the, shall I say, the challenges of that teenage adolescent life at that time. So when I went to secondary school, and because there was no financial support as such, I had to do everything on my own. So there was no money for extra classes. I just want to say this because my story is academic restoration, where now the trend is people tend to show their children, tend to buy questions for them, tend to do all sorts of things for them to cut corners. That is very bad. If the person doesn't have what it takes, a person finishes the school, the person cannot deliver when the person is employed. You have to allow them to do it themselves, to learn how to do things themselves. So when I went to secondary school, even though I was able to make it to the sixth form also was another challenge altogether because I was a science student then. And so because of the lack of, top-up studies, I couldn't make my physics and my chemistry. Oh. So that is the first setback I had as an academic journey story, where my colleagues after national service went to the university. But then because I didn't get my physics and chemistry, when I finished my national service, then I had to go to nursing training college with my O-levels, because my O-levels qualified me to enter the nursing training college.
But for a young woman who got into secondary school on government scholarship, meaning you were very brilliant, so how come you had that setback with the exam?
Well, being brilliant is not automatic guarantee of you passing your exam. So you are brilliant, you are doing well in the village districts, you are champion. Mm-hmm. But when you come and meet people from
local champion.
The local champion. When you come and meet people from all the endowed schools, you can't be on the same platform unless you put in extra energy. And I was saying that, the previous curriculum, the way it was, the system curriculum, it's such that you need to have extra classes. And science is not funny.
Yeah.
Doing all the practicals, all the things that go with it, is not funny. So, well, I put in my best, but I couldn't make it. I didn't pass my physics and chemistry. I don't feel shy talking about it because, you see, if you are shy and you don't open up, you won't get help because you don't know. Anyway, so when I went to the nursing training college, then I decided to write my A-levels again. But then because I was combining the nursing training education at the same time with my A-levels, I decided to do arts as private candidate because, the science, apart from being difficult, there's that practical aspect that I wouldn't get a time to do it. So I was at Kolebu Nursing Training College. That was in 1994, 5, 6, 7. So at that time, there was this extra classes that they, organized in the evenings within the school premises. So those days, the government allowance for the nursing trainees were regular, And because I wasn't used to spending money in the village already, so I used that money to fund my extra classes, A-levels. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the fact that if you have a setback, you need to re-strategize and move on. I was a science student. I knew my weakness. I knew the constraints around me at that time. So I came back as an art student. I wrote the A-levels private in Obdek and got it once. And fortunately, I think I was in the second year. So when I finished my nursing training in 1997, I was able to get, I think, 5 distinctions out of the 6 subjects that we wrote. So when we did a graduation ceremony, the then Director of HR, Ministry of Health, was there as a guest of honor. So he mentioned that if we're 3 that did very well that year, one is in the US, one is the UK, and I'm the only person in Ghana. He said that if we have the chance to go to school, we didn't have to wait for 3 years before we get study leave. So that was 1997. So I applied when I finished my rotation in 1998. I got the admission at Legon, and I went to see him. So he took me directly to the then Minister for Health, I don't know whether it was Dr. Nwamadonko or Mr. Nwamadonko, but I remember it was one Nwamadonko. And after explaining and showing him my performance and all that, he just signed my study leave with pay for me there and then. So I came to Legon to do my nursing degree. So that time, you had opportunities of combining nursing and psychology. And because I was a nurse already, you know, when you do the basic nursing, the skills and the information that you go, so the nursing school had 2 tracks, 2 people, one from SSS, and those of us who were already trained nurses. So because I already have the knowledge, I decided to combine nursing and psychology. And I came out with first class, the highest GPA in my class. So that was like the journey to the first degree. And then I finished the first degree and I was asked to join the University of Ghana. So psychology department and nursing department then were both calling me, but because I felt that I was a nurse and I was more comfortable being a professional, so I decided to join the university. So I've been at the University of Ghana since 1998. No, I went to school in 1990. I finished in 2001. So I've been with the University of Ghana since 2001. Well, so that is the first degree. Now, some people have been working for many years at the same level without anything else that they do. Now, as a restoration story, I want to say that, you see, you don't restore once and stay there. You need to think through yourself and ask yourself, what else can I do? Where do I want to go to? I know that the fingers are not equal. I know that you know, for some very, very important reasons or one reason or the other, somebody may not be able to progress. But I always say that if you restore once, you don't stay there and say, I've finished restoring. No. So when I joined the University of Ghana as a senior staff, not as a lecturer or anybody in any office, as a very, TA job kind of.
This is truly an amazing story, but I would want to say a very big thank you to Axis Suites located at Nyaniba Junction, just by Vaniado. A very big thank you to them. They are actually hosting us for our special COVID episodes. And like you can see, we don't have our regular studio audience because we are respecting the rules and we believe that we want everybody out there among our studio audience to be safe. So we decided to do this one-on-one series. So you'll be watching most of our upcoming episodes like this, the one-on-one series. But once a very big thank you to Actors Suites. They've been amazing and we are very grateful. And a very big thank you to Ophelia of ABS Collection for my outfit. Ophelia is located at Dansuman Zodiac. Thank you very much, Ophelia. To Harry's Professional Hair Studio, thank you very much for my hair. You can find Harry Hair Studio at Fadama, or you can also get her at Dansuman Last Stop. And if you go there, Harry will definitely give you a nice wig like I have on. It's short, it's portable, and I love it. So you have her number on the screen. You can call her. And I would also want to say a very big thank you to Adom of GH Beauty Artistry for my makeup. Adom, you've been amazing, and you've done a beautiful work on Auntie Lydia. You're looking amazing. I love your lipstick. Thank you very much, GH Beauty Artistry. And I would want to introduce you to something. In this time when we are all trying to be safe, you always need to have your Adonko hand sanitizer. And every time my guest comes, that's the first thing we ask you to do. So this is yours. You can use yours. You just take your time, make sure. I have a special way of doing it everywhere. And you are safe. See, it feels very nice. You have the aloe vera. It's not watery. You have the aloe vera. So buy your Adonko hand sanitizer and be safe out there. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Please stay tuned.
If it's in 1967, high sense and that's a cry bushim say, yeah, dear, ya be your home appliances, a ye papa, nane bo edda from a man crankra, I will reassure for Nana. High sense, yeah, dear, the why I want to say, yan your ma yet, a buanipa, a walk on your singing house, and your nama mimusaway. A dear Ben Sana we here. Refrigerator, air conditioner, television, gas cooker, electric cooker, iron, rice cooker, washing machine, steamer, kettle, mobile phone, sound system, and now blender, a monogra. To an amount of high sense showroom BM. Najidi say, Ubenya dear name water from Pato. A sense here, Jim, would you say any of my papa? High sense a penny of Jumekua, a minimum 5 years warranty. Ye need so one when you did that. Ain't you see one from? Now, dear, well, on that you buy some swat. You just you come. And your man, your papa. And your ma, if you and your ma, and saying in a man more day. And on the high sense, yeah, high sense. Everyday prices for everyday people.
GTP, timeless.
Erina FSC. Eria a kono. Afro chicken yinu. Emuto kama. Afro chicken yin ema ho fesun kokra. Afede natural hair for nso nya hair extension. How old to Afro chicken rini be ni border fem boko. A natural as a sexual obi who difference. Afro chick HBS ne kofa by Obenya e wokoko mlemle ye Benjoy FM. Pray 0202 747464. Afro chick ahofe krojien chinie no ho.
I remember the days I just couldn't go to the gym because it was that time of the month. Yas extra long sanitary pad took the worry away. Easy.
Yes, comfort, I got, yes, confidence, I got, yes.
The new Yas extra long sanitary pad is the joy of every woman. It is extra absorbent and fits perfect. Don't allow anything to hold you back when it's that time.
Wow.
Yes, yes, yes.
Feel confident, stay fresh.
Hi, is it supposed to be that time of the month?
Yes. I got, yes, confidence, I got.
Yes.
We got yes, protection, I got.
Yas extra long sanitary pad for extra comfort.
We got yes, protection.
So bet matter we are. A chance of betting is what away. Who best dance what we are assassin. Assassin so there, the name water for more. Monsoon. Our Jim Ray Company Limited. What did Jim Ray? Now they are self. Jim Ray is arsenal. Everywhere to carry. Conformia, Afiania, West Palm City, Kaswa, East Palm City, Kaswa, and the Shire Hills. Numbers near 0509 461675 and 0265 149942.
I love to eat a tasty breakfast in the morning. Something delicious and healthy, filled with vitamins. That's my day right, makes me so bright. Keeps my body happy. Let me tell you about what I eat. It's my secret. Hooch, crunchy, crunch, cornflakes. Hooch, crunchy, crunch, cornflakes. Hooch, crunchy, crunch, cornflakes. Hooch, crunchy, crunch, cornflakes. Wow! I say hooch, crunchy, crunch, cornflakes. Hooch, crunchy, crunch, cornflakes. Crunchy!
Hi, my name is Jackie. If you're an active person like myself, There's nothing much you can do without picking up a few germs from our daily contact with fans, family, and friends. But you can protect yourself by using hand sanitizer. Use Adonko hand sanitizer daily and frequently, as a high percentage of germs are transmitted through hand contact. Adonko hand sanitizer gives you that daily protection from germs, bacteria you can't see. Adonko hand sanitizer. Show love, protect yourself.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
For skin that's dull and dry, Vaseline Cocoa Glow with pure cocoa and shea butter, blended with micro droplets of Vaseline jelly, revealing glowing radiant skin for glowing radiance.
Well, it's a high sense super crazy giveaway moment, and I believe you all see La Paz right behind me. I'm still at Tapeka La Paz, and our winner for this week is Angela. Angie, it's a say. Now, tell me through head up is no baby. I was to make ice candy with Jamana. Oh, sir, you have a misspell. Okay, and no such a bad idea. Now, Angie, what's your restoration? Now, the person may be so episode Ben and a year of hey, Nana La Paz, the way the first to La Paz for ya dawo. Now, on the interview, no day, the man a year of it because I'm La Paz for Nana background.
Yeah, Nana background is she speaks the truth. And now on Friday, Nipa Becca. Say, Mammy says, I need to be on so in it. We're doing the Nipa Becca in your so you should do what
makes you happy.
Yes.
Wow. Now, and no, you know, meaning say, we'll share other episodes. Social restoration, at the end, I will see on restoration.
Okay, Miss Yase, it's like a for my young girls say I am busy. We should learn about it because we were the life she's living, she's not okay with. She prefers to be rich or something. But share restoration and institutions that we should be okay with the life we are in. Man shall gradually. You be baby, yeah. You're creating that society.
Once a month, why are there? In Tennessee, I am bad upon the high sense, and I ask my home. Almost a mechanical say, yeah, that's social restoration. In the high sense, for some way and bro. But then I will catch a high sense.
High sense, that's in a mishram. Mamma, Jumano, and Cosso. Namunya Scabby.
It's carried a pepper, intended high sense, and it's Munyasika Bebre. So, this is our winner for this week's High Sense Super Crazy Giveaway moment. Next week, we'll come your way with another winner.
Restoration.
Welcome back, and I believe that you enjoyed our moment with our winner for this week's High Sense Super Crazy Giveaway moment. And of course, today, Auntie Lydia is going to pick from Ahon, and she would also get to take something home from High Sense. So we're back. So getting into University of Ghana, how was the experience?
Well, so I was just talking about after the first degree, so you cross that bridge of you dropping out, the potential of dropping out at secondary school or sixth form level, and the fact that I did the ask to come back and also get a university degree like my colleagues who were able to get to the university
before,
right after their national service. So that was in 2001 when I joined the university. 2003, I decided to start my master's. So I did my MPhil in nursing and finished in 2005, thereabouts. And so in 2006, I got a scholarship for PhD at the University of Glamorgan, now University of South Wales in Wales in the UK. That time, my child was just a month old or less. So I decided to defer the admission for about 6 months or so before I go to school. It means that I had to wean my daughter very early. So by 4 months or so, I had to wean her.
And how long did you have to be away?
So those PhDs are normally 3 to 4 years. So
and you're going to leave her?
Yeah, because if I take her, I wouldn't be able to do what I had to do.
Wow.
So I left her in 2007. at 7 months or so, and I left her with my mom and a house help then. So let me just also say that when I was in level 400 in the university, during my first degree, I had my first child, combined it with the studies, even to get a first class. Maybe in another platform, we may talk about how women can juggle motherhood and all the complexities of other things. But for now, I'm focusing on academics because I always meet people who could have done better or could have progressed much, much higher. But you meet them and things are not going well because they gave up too early. So I want to just focus this short time with all of you on academics. So I went to the UK and I left my child, very young child. So, and my mom then also was a diabetic. And so combining, looking after a diabetic mother and a baby from far away wasn't that easy. So if I nurse, you also travel. It's easy to get a job in the nursing homes and stuff. So instead of learning or focusing on my PhD, I was working. Yeah, I was working the nights, every night I was working. I got the money. I was able to put up my own house. I live in there now. It's okay. But then it's affected me big time. And I want to talk about it because some of you out there, you need the story to wake up. You are sleeping, wake up. So when I was in the UK, the first year, everything was fine. I was making money, so I was happy. I go to school, I do what I have to do, but I wasn't learning. I wasn't writing. I was working. That's at the time, almost a year, 2008, when I wanted to now, because I generated quite a substantial amount to push the house to a level that I was happy with. Just at the time that I was thinking of, tailoring off the work to focus on my study, then I lost my mom.
Oh, no.
So I had to now abandon everything and come home. Unfortunately, at that time, my husband was also with me there. So the two of us had to drop everything that we were doing and come home immediately because you had 2 kids in the house and you can't just turn a blind eye. So I had to drop everything and come back. Now, this is where I need to just let people know that when you see somebody smiling, you see Prof. Aziato always smiling. Don't think that this woman is rosy. No. So when I came back, it was difficult for me to go back because I didn't have anybody I could trust to take care of my kids. You can have money, you can have everything, but what is your value? What is your personal focus? Some of us, we are family-oriented people. So if you give me everything and you just oppose it with my children, I'll take my children or my family first. So I wasn't able to go back at the time that I had to go, and I took another 3 months off, making 6 months. I took the first 3 months, I took another 3 months. So, and then finally, I got somebody that I thought I could try. So I went briefly and my spirit wasn't right, so I had to come back again. So the long and short of it is that I lost my scholarship. I lost my scholarship. I lost my studentship because I couldn't progress to, you see, after first year in the UK as a PhD student, they have to assess you to be sure that you are on track before they move you on to the next level. So my first level assessment wasn't positive.
And when you were there, you were working instead of learning?
Instead of learning. So I lost my studentship, I lost my scholarship. That was the lowest point in my life.
So when you saw the mail, how did you feel?
I cried, I was depressed, everything. My BP went as high as 200, 110, 120. So I had to officially discontinue the program because I can't be in a program where you're not making progress. So I wrote to discontinue the studentship officially.
How long did it take you? Because sometimes when these things happen, you are in denial. You think, okay, let me just pray about it. Let me try. Let me see if they can grant me audience to explain myself. Did you go through that phase?
I went through that phase, but you see, I'm talking about academic restoration. Academic is not as if we patch up. It took me a while. You see, you can't do things in isolation. You always need support. So when I was going through that trial time, I had some friends, some acquaintances who would support you emotionally, who would, give you that encouragement. They would say, Ghana A-ness pa na want to mean day. They would try to tease me and, give me that hope that I can do it, So when I went through all those, actually I say dark moments, I had to take some decisions. And the decisions were based on the fact that you got government scholarship, Get Fund scholarship for 3 years or so, or about 3 years, and you couldn't get a PhD to come back home. You graduated as a best GPA in your class. You graduated with so many distinctions when you were in nursing school. How can it be possible that you cannot finish a PhD? So I now had to ask myself, what did I do wrong? The first thing I noticed was the fact that I did not devote time to my studies. So those of you who are in school and you are not making it, ask yourself, what is it that you are not doing right? Okay. So I realized that I was not devoting time. Secondly, you need to, be able to teach yourself. You go on the net, down there, on YouTube, there's a lot of information. People have put a lot of things online. You need to teach yourself. Thirdly, you have to get the resources that you need. So I had to use my own money to buy the software that I use for our academic work, like our bibliographic managers, our data collection software. I bought it myself. So if you don't invest in yourself, you don't get the dividends at the end. So take it as if you are investing in yourself, okay? And get people to help you. And then the third thing I also realized, my writing at that time was not standard writing. So I had to, somebody who had a master's before starting a PhD, I had to stoop very, very low to get my son's English teacher to teach me grammar, because my writing, even though you write, you see there's spoken English and there's written English. So my writing was not at a standard that is acceptable at a PhD level. So I had to go back and build the foundation again. That is why from the beginning I said that parents should be careful. Allow your children to learn, to develop their skills themselves. If you cut corners for them, it will be staring at their faces later in life, So I had to sort that writing out. So then I said that when you restore once, you don't say you are finished restoring. I lost my scholarship in the UK. I took a loan and enrolled in South Africa with my own resources to go back to do my PhD again, because somebody says that this this one, you don't want to be ashamed. So, so I used my own resources to enroll in South Africa. And when I enrolled, I asked my supervisor, what is the least number of years you can finish PhD in this country? What is allowed by law? He said 2 years. So really? All right, fine. So I enrolled somewhere in March, April, which fell in a particular academic year. That was 2011. 2012, November, I was done.
Wow.
2013, March, I graduated. So in 2 years solid, I had my certificate in my hand. Now, how did I get it that's fast? So when you are restoring, it starts from the mind. You don't restore your body physically, socially, and leave it there. You have to start from the mind. The fact that you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that there's that power within you that can move you. I agree that all of us are driven by an unknown being. Whoever created you owns your life. But if you don't believe in yourself, how can you restore? So first of all, I told myself that I am going to make it. And then you have to now think through strategically, how do I make it? You are a mother. And at that time also I had my third child. So you are a mother of 3. I was still working because after the failed attempt in the UK, I had to go back to work. So
how was the feeling at work?
You don't want to go there.
I want to go there.
So my school is a female-dominated school. And within our sociocultural context, they may not even tell you on your face, but you are walking and the back of your head is very heavy.
Like heavy. You pass them and you know they are talking about me.
And within the nursing and midwifery fraternity, a lot of people know me. So it's like, even if somebody hasn't opened their mouth, you are feeling shy already. So the feeling was very, very depressing at that time. But then I was telling myself that everything happens for a reason, okay? I'm not staying in somebody's house right now. If maybe
nobody is buying food for you.
So maybe if I didn't work in the UK too, I would still be in a rented premise or something like that. So initially I was very conscious, very shy. But along the line, I just took it in stride. And then when I started the South African PhD, I wasn't staying in my office. I was hiding somewhere to do. So when I go and teach, then I go to wherever my study space was. So let me just continue with the restoration strategies that I use to get to where I am. So I told you that your mind, you have to believe that psych is very, very critical for me. And then you have to look at the context that you find yourself and approach things holistically. So I had to get a nanny that I pay. I had to get a driver, not because I don't know how to drive, but because if the children are in school, I'm in the middle of something. I can't just stop and say, so then I can have that peace of mind. You have to have strategic friends. You have to get a friend in the police, a friend in the hospital, a friend here. So if there's an issue you don't have to get up and go. Just a phone call is fine. And then you have to take your context in consideration when you are restoring. So if you don't have children, you don't need a nanny or something like that. So I was just saying that you cannot restore fully at a fast rate if you don't have this kind of support around you.
You need a good support system.
Yeah, like especially within our Ghanaian context, you need the friends that can, come and stand in for you, and you also need to, be diligent in the work that you are doing. So if you are doing something, put in your best as if there's no tomorrow. You put in the very best effort that you can, and you have to stay healthy as much as possible. You don't overdo it, so you go off, and if you go off, who will take care of your family and all that? So just to cut a long story short, when I finished the PhD in 2013, I didn't put the fire off. Remember, I told you that if you restore once, you don't stop there.
It's a continuous
So I didn't
process.
put the fire off. I was a lecturer, so I had to ask, what can I do to become a senior lecturer? What can I do to become a professor? So I put in the same fire, to get my senior lecturer, to get my professorial appointment, and then I'm now, after a head of department, I'm now the dean of the school. So even this is not the last stop, I know.
You're still pushing
Once there's a God, I know there's always a hope. So I just want to tell everybody that you don't stop when there's an obstacle. If there's an obstacle, go back into your closet. Think through why the obstacle. Can I do something about it? Then you re-strategize and you come back. You may come back the same path or you change another path. So you don't have to follow one passion, one dream. Say, if I don't become this, then it's either this or psychiatric hospital. No. Life is not about A or B. Life is A to Z. So if A is not working for you, well,
try B.
Try B.
Try C.
Exactly. Or maybe the size of the A that you were writing is too big. Make a smaller A. You don't give up. at one blockage. It's not in my dictionary. And if you also get you pass over that particular blockage, don't just stop there behind it. Are there not people ahead? Why can't you follow them? So at the end of the day, because I've been teaching in the University of Ghana since 2001, I've seen people who didn't finish their university education. I've seen people who took so many years to come back. And I've seen people who also, after the very first few, you meet them and you are happy where you find them. The fingers are not equal, but I hope that if you meet a challenge in your academic journey, don't give up. People come and cry in my office every day for admission. The child is not qualified. Let the child go back and write. If you go and beg, you pass through back door and you push the child in, it will help.
So affects the child.
So everybody should just know that one blockage is not the end of the world.
Wow, it has been amazing having you with us today. But here on Restoration, you just don't come and share your story. We also do celebrate you. So High Sense is asking me to give you a super high sense crazy moment. So can you kindly pick an envelope here?
Just pick any of them.
Any of them.
Maybe my style.
Whatever it's in the envelope will be yours. So kindly open it.
I should open it?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay. So thank you for coming. You take home a High Sense rice cooker. Whoa, so that's what you're taking home today? So this is from High Sense to you. Thank you very much for coming. And again, from our sponsor, Lexta Ghana Limited, we have Yas products for you. Then finally, we celebrate women like you. And from this season, we are going to be celebrating women who have true restoration stories. And you have an amazing restoration story. So we have this wonderful citation for you. Thank you. And it's coming from Frame Masters. For your outstanding accomplishments, dedication and passion towards your work, and nurturing others to excel, not just academically, but in every aspect of their lives, Restoration with Stacy honors you as a true restoration woman. So this is for you. Wow. Thank you very much for coming. So it has been an amazing episode on restoration today, and I'd like to say a very big thank you to our sponsors, High Sense, Yas Washing Powder, and Yas Sanitary Pad, Hooch Corn and Choco Flakes to GTP. Thank you very much for my fabric. To Jim Ray Company Limited, we are eternally grateful to you, Jim Ray. To Adonko Hand Sanitizer, thank you very much. And you should go out there and get your original Adonko Hand Sanitizer. It's very affordable, so make sure you go out and you buy yourself Adonko Hand Sanitizer. To Axis Sweets, thank you very much, Axis. You've been amazing. We love the place, and you can call Axis and come in for your weekend. You can actually bring your family. We have 2-bedroom apartments, 3-bedroom apartments. We have the studio apartment, and the restaurant is amazing. The food is incredible. I had their banku and okro, and the chef is actually a francophone, and the Fetri is like Fetri, so you should come to Access. You can have your meetings. We have a very beautiful lounge. We have a rooftop. It's an amazing place. So you just come and visit. To Ophelia of ABS Collection, thank you very much for my outfit. To GH Beauty Artistry, thank you for my makeup. To Harry's Professional Hair Studio for my hair. You're simply amazing. To Team M Clan, thank you very much, my production team. You're all simply amazing. To Frame Masters, thank you very much. To Antonio Shot It, thank you very much. To Kofi Africa Photography, you guys are all amazing. This has been today's episode. We know you had a lot of fun. You can watch us on our YouTube channel, Restoration with Stacy, or Restoration TVGH on YouTube. And when you do all the episodes that you missed, you can actually get to watch us there. Always do remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. We'll see you next week.
Welcome
turn up, I see a bright light shining through, and it's just for you.